good night to those who are going to sleep. Welcome to Springs of Life. Radio Works Alive. It's Jossine Abrahams. With me on air this evening is Marina Nani, the director and a founder of Radio Works International. Welcome to you, Marina.
Wow, Justine, I'm so excited about your journey. Tell us, where are you right now? Where are you broadcasting from?
Oh, tonight, Marina, I'm broadcasting from South Africa, Pretoria.
Wow, and I know yesterday you broadcasted from Egypt, from Cairo, and now you
Absolutely.
are you are on the other hemisphere. You are in South Africa, in Pretoria.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
so,
It's
so
wonderful. It
I
has been
know,
beautiful here.
I know, Justine. But tell us, what brought you here? You are a woman with a mission, and I know you are helping everyone around the world, all the women who are craving for love and respect, and you help them, help the men in their family, in their team, in their business to respect them. Tell us more.
Ab- Absolutely. That's my mission, Marina. My mission is to make sure that every woman, no matter what circumstance you are, whether you're married or not, you need to be free. You need to be able to express yourself and say whatever you need for your life. It is a show. My show is Springs for Life. It's for everybody else, depending whether men or women, we all join in together. We want people to be in love, people to be happy, people to be successful by supporting each other in whatever we do. We empower other people, we empower ourselves as women, we empower our husbands as well. Let men come in and join into this show because it's for everybody. It's not only for one person. So what we are here to do and talk about is one board, is one community, women and men together. We are here to discuss about love. How do we love one another? You know, as a family, some families, we tend, because I went through it in my book. As you, for those who have gone through my book, they've understood what type of love, what type of marriage I was going through. So as for this show, it brings up now, rolls over the book, and it explains everything, what was going on and how we need to move on from there, because I don't want to stay in the past. So my show is about encouraging each other, is about showing each other the way to go with life. It's about faith, it's about empowerment. How do we empower ourselves? We have to have faith. We have to have faith to go on with life. So what it is know your role as a woman in your life as a married woman, or what do you need to do? What do you need? Of course, we know you need to submit as a woman, but the first thing, first and foremost, is to have the faith. If you understand that and believe that whatever you're going through, whatever you work through in your family, it needs God inside. When you do that with God with you, everything will move on successfully. Your family will be content. Everything you do, you have the respect. The husband will respect you too. Okay, we have other families where the husband drinks a lot, or maybe they both drink. In my situation, I did come to a situation, to a stage where I thought, okay, what more do I need? What can I do with life? I have just to do what he's doing, so that we go. You know, when you tend to go tit for tat, it doesn't work. So that way you destroy your life more. As a woman, submit and know God. So once you know that God is around, God is within you, God is here to help you, then all the things go on, smoothly. Even the husband too, when he sees that this woman is a woman of God, this woman is faithful, this woman is submitting, this woman is doing, not to say that I'm going back in the 60s, but the real truth about submission is still in the Bible as well. You have to do it in the right way so that the two of you click. And once you click, then you don't have any problems, because what we fail to do as human beings, which I think I failed myself, is because I didn't follow the Bible, because I thought, okay, if this is being done to me, I need to do it as well, tit for tat. But then I realize as time goes on, now I've matured faithfully. I've matured, in everything, in my strength, in my faith, in everything I do, I've matured. So I realized that this was the problem. So how do I address my problem? How do I address or help other women to address this sort of problem? So the only thing to do that is to empower each other, to give each other knowledge of how to accept the situation you go through in your life. So the only way to accept it as well is to do it through God. You have to have faith. That's the first thing. Faith and trust is built. The trust is built after you submit yourself and start speaking holy, start speaking the words of empowerment, start, maintain your marriage yourself, speak to your marriage, speak to your life, speak to your husband, because without communication as well, things doesn't go well. Because as a family, you need to communicate well. You need to communicate all the time, because that's the other thing where we fail ourselves because we don't communicate. It's either you just give up to say, okay, he is drinking, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, or else if I bring this topic to him, we are going to end up fighting. So if you have that fear and not come clean about whatever you're planning, then that would be a problem for yourself. Because what I understand, for things to go on well, you need to communicate faithfully and you need to submit yourself as a woman. Again, I'll speak on the men's side. Sometimes it takes 1 minute just to listen. Sit down and listen to your spouse while she's talking, while she's explaining. Then you understand what she's going through. As women, sometimes we tend to bottle things and keep quiet and say, okay, this is what it is. He's doing this. Or because like in my culture now, we've got, a family is not only made by, between the two of you, husband and wife. No, a family is made with family, your kids, your relatives, all the people from around you. I mean, the culture itself is the family, because they are all involved in your marriage. There's nothing I can do with just my husband alone without consulting maybe the in-laws, because sometimes they get involved. So what it is you submit yourself, talk to them, tell everybody. I mean, if you humble yourself as a woman, just bring yourself down and explain whatever problem you're going through to your husband. Sometimes they listen, these people, I'm just saying it because through experience, through what I went through, I realized I wasn't explaining, I wasn't talking, because without communication, things fail. So I realized you needed to communicate for things to be okay in your life. You need to communicate with all the relatives anyway, if you need to, if that's what your culture requires you to do as an African woman. Yes, it does that. It goes around the whole group. This, the circle of families involve the in-laws. You can't do away with that. I mean, in the English society, that's fine. I can say me and my husband, that's fine. We are two, and my children, we are a full family. But when you are here in this type of society where I am here right today, from South Africa, Southern Africa, Malawi, Mozambique, Zambia, Zimbabwe, everywhere, the culture is the same. So you have to submit as a woman. You have to believe that you are a woman. You have a certain position where you hold yourself to say, okay, this I can do, this I can do. But considering that we are in the 21st century, yes, we are. We are all educated women now. There's nobody who is not. They are all, you can go into my village and find some people who are not 100% educated, but they are fully aware of what is going on. Education is not only going to school and reading books. Education can be in the family, in the household, whatever you do. As a woman, when you feel that my family is lacking somewhere, then you decide to start knitting, you decide to start sewing, you decide to start farming. That's education, because you are keeping your family going. So this is how you empower yourself as a woman. This is how we talk to each other as women and encourage each other what to do, so that we move on from the past. We don't want to hold the past and the past hold us back. You don't want to pull here and there, and going backwards, forwards. You need to go forward so that everything moves on for yourself, everything moves on for your family, everything moves on for the community you live in. So we need to do the right thing, the right stuff, so that everything goes on. I was in Egypt yesterday. I met some women who were doing weaving, and some women were crocheting the scarves. I really loved that when I was looking. I said, oh my God, this is really good. This is good. And, because of language barrier, I couldn't say much. I couldn't say, it's just saying, okay, this is beautiful, but there's nothing much I can say. But I was impressed. That's a woman. They are struggling, especially where I went at the pyramids. I saw some people who were selling items. I saw some people who were riding horses, camels. And these people, you could tell that they are striving. They are really struggling. Life is difficult out there, but people are trying to do something to help themselves. So with empowerment as women, the best thing is to try and do something and help yourself come out of the situation. Don't let the situation overrule your life and say, okay, this is what is going on. So what can I do? I'm a woman. I've got nothing. I can't do anything to help myself. You can, as long as you've got these two hands, they are there to help you, because you can start from there. There's nothing very difficult for somebody's life just to sit idle, to wait and say, okay, I'm waiting for my husband. When he finishes work, he's the one who is coming to buy the bread for the children. As a woman, you can sell. Some people do markets. Some people do knitting. Some people do sewing. Some people do weaving other people's hair. In African society, we had to plait our hair and do a lot. Learn some skills to help yourself. Learn some different skills to start something so that you help yourself. You don't just sit there and mourn about life, because if you do that, I tell you, you just dig your own grave so quickly, because I have been there. I know what I went through. Without myself having to think what to do next, definitely I would have been somewhere else, which I don't understand. In England, they might have put me in the mental hospital to say that, okay, she's ill. But then I decided to say, okay, God, you gave me these two hands, you gave me the brain. I decided to go to school. I did this, I did this, I did this, just because I wanted to help. I wanted to help myself to come out of that situation. I also want other women to come out of that situation, because together we can do it. We can work it out. We can try and do something. If you come and join in my show, I will be able to help whatever thing you go through, because it's not that I'm an expert. I've gone through it. I understand. I am in their shoes. I am in your shoe as my sister, as my brother, as my mother, as my cousin, as my daughter. I am in your shoe. So I am here to say, let's work together and empower each other. This society we are in is a very difficult society. People are really striving for life. They are struggling, especially here in the Southern Africa where I am today. People are struggling. I've walked around, though I didn't do much walking today because of jet lag, and I was a bit tired. So I didn't walk around to see what's happening in South Africa. But I will be able to do a video for you, regarding what I see. And I'm looking forward to start my trip on Friday to Zimbabwe. So once I am there again, I'll be able to tell you more, because as you know, right now Zimbabwe is in dire straits. A lot is happening. So I will be able to share with you. I'm going to try and see that I can see some women and talk to other women and see what's happening and how we can help to start them doing some projects of helping themselves, how I could help and how I could show them the way I did, the way I come out of that situation I was in. It was terrible. It was horrific. It was terrible. But as a woman who wants life, I love life. I had to think of what to do and do something else for myself. Over to you, Marina. Sorry, I've taken over.
Wow, it is your show, so quite rightly you put your name on it. You share the love, and I'm so impressed by your love for people. You see, you've been struggling with guilt, with stress, with anxiety and depression, and you won. You won every single battle, and you took the power back, and you had the breakthrough. You went through so many obstacles, to so many traumatic experiences, and now you are not holding back. It's impossible for you to, like genocide. Once
Yes,
you've been through, you don't want another one. So
absolutely.
your past is not your destiny, and
Amen.
you
No,
are building your life as it is, and you are building your story. In the previous show, you shared your sad story, and now you are sharing the story of Jossine Abrahams as it happens, and how you went from suffering from a great lack of love and affection, and how that led you into feeling deeply alone and isolated, and how you work so hard and embrace your truth. And I don't know, I'm thinking now that you work so hard to create your legacy and help others, so they don't feel ignored, so they don't feel rejected, so they could see their own life with a fresh pair of eyes. And your world, which yesterday, because time flies and is in no time the past, even today, tomorrow is going to be your past already. So
absolutely.
that world was full of fear, of guilt, and terrible experiences, and you've been abused sexually, emotionally, and now look at you. You are
Thank
healing the
you
world.
very much.
you
Yes,
trade you trade your fear for love, and you trade your pain for power. And now
power.
I could say, Jocelyn, that you are not no longer coming from a place of pain. You are
No,
coming from joy. You got
that's right.
beautiful energy. You are a goddess. You reinvented yourself. You are making the right decision. You are globetrotting to help other women.
That's right.
Oh my
That's
God.
right.
I, I,
Thank
I just wanted to ask. I know we are going to talk about respect at, is a different episode, because part of your program, The Spring of Life, you talk about your story, then about people, then about respect, and so on. But I know today we want to talk about your story as it's happening. And I
Mm-hmm.
want to, I noticed that you mentioned um, that treating and thinking with respect about the person sitting next to you is not enough. What about the respect for the person sitting inside you, and creating this new present and focusing on right now, what's happening right now? And I understand that in order to help your clients to eliminate this toxic relationship to with themselves, they have to find certain patterns of behavior change to help their
That's
men,
right.
and
That's
help
right.
them stop being violent and abusive, help them relate to their female family members and with respect, and help the men cope with their anger. They have a tough world to deal with anyway, and everybody's different. Everybody is dealing in a different way with the pressure, and dealing with help them dealing with women in non-abusive ways, and dealing with difficulties in their relationships, and facing them and embracing them, because there is nothing like love. And when you become
Absolutely.
love, everything changes. And
Yes, that's right.
I know
That's
you,
right.
you have beautiful energy, Josine, and I know you become your passion. You become the love that the world needs right now. I just wanted to ask you, who are the people you want to meet? Who are the people you want to help?
I really want to help mostly the people in my community, the African community, because why I say the African community, because they resonate exactly with my life. Most of them, they do resonate. Like, we have people within my community who have lost husbands, who have been suffering emotionally, and they've been abused, but they don't know how to speak about it. They don't know who to approach, where to get help, and how to deal with it. Because I was in that situation. You might be, stuck. But to begin with, now that I've seen the light, now that I've seen what is happening, or now that I've seen what happened to me, the best people to confide with at the moment, so that you don't suffer alone, are those people. Because people within my community, they know God anyway. Most of them, they go to church. So there are, to begin with, there are church leaders, there are people like pastor's wife you can confide in and try and get some help. What I hate is to suffer alone inside you, because that's the most difficult situation. That's the most difficult part of me, which I went through, because I kept quiet. I bottled it for a long, long time. Not speaking about it is very difficult. It ended up giving me blood pressure. I was collapsing after every 5-10 minutes. If I walk on the road, I would just collapse. And buses, cars coming, people have to run in and stop cars for me to be pulled out of the way, or else I would just see myself waking up in the hospital because my blood pressure was shooting up, shooting very high. Most of the time I'm taken to hospital, I didn't know what was happening to me. So I am just saying to other women, stop doing that to yourself. Stop bottling it up, because it hurts. I know it really hurts when you are going through it, and when you're having a husband who is putting you through that, or family members, maybe the uncle, father-in-law, anything, because abuse comes in so many ways, especially in my community. My husband might be working in the city and I might be in the village, right? And who is in charge of you when you're in the village? Is the father-in-law, or is the brother-in-law, the young brothers to your husband? So all sorts of things concern. Now, when I came to the Western world, when I live in England, I've been there over 25, 30 years now, going to 30 years. I've seen it all. It's still there as well. But at least I know that community faces a lot of challenges, and they've got a lot of people to help them. They've got social workers, health visitors, doctors, nurses. All those people are waiting to help them. In colleges, they are taught of discrimination, abuse, and everything, so they know where to go when they have found themselves in that situation. In my community, a lot of people don't know where to report. A lot of people don't know how to start. It's considered as, you're not worthy, you're not woman enough. If you speak about things which are happening in your household to people, it's not acceptable in my community, because you are expected to be down to earth, a good woman, respectful, and do all sorts of things, which is right. But I'm saying now, as women, we need to speak up. Wake up, women. We need to speak about these things, because it's hurting. Because if you keep it, holding it in your heart, you end up being like me, collapsing 5 minutes, collapsing 10 minutes. Here and there, I can't walk, because I know my blood pressure was shooting all the time, and I'm almost dead. I ended up being hospitalized for almost 3 months in hospital, treating blood pressure alone, which is bizarre. It's not normal. So I realized, oh, well, how do I go over this? I had to speak out. So that's how I start speaking about it. And I know if once you approach somebody for assistance, once you approach someone to say, as women, because women, the problem with us as well is you might confide with a friend. Be careful who you confide with, because not all the people are on your side. Not all the people are ready to listen to your story. They might listen now, but tomorrow it's over there and everybody else is knowing your business. Well, we hold it as women. We don't want to leave ourselves in the air like that. We seem to take things, secretly. So I think the best people to approach, maybe people like us who have gone through it, who I know, if somebody tells me their secret, it's their secret. If I need to help, then I can find a way of, talking this discussing it with somebody else, or with the lady, to say that, you know what, I've been through it. It can be done. If you do this, you can be okay. So that's how we need to do this. Help and empower each other as women. Talk about things nicely. Don't just confide with people who you know they are not trustworthy. Don't confide with somebody who you know you have just put your debt linen on the air. So everything is going out anyway. So confide with people who are worthy confiding with, and find some help as quickly as possible before you're in a big mess and before you're dead, because you don't want to leave your family. You don't want to leave your children without a father, without a mother. You try to do the best for your family. So I say to all the women, let's do the best. Let's do something where we can be able to, to help our society, our community, our families, my immediate family as a husband and wife and children. Let's do something. Let's work out a resolution to help ourselves to come out of this situation. Let's sort out proper communication grounds so that we understand each other from where we are coming from. What are we planning to do about life? What are we planning to do about tomorrow? Because these things grow in stages. They go in stages. If you can't just start when he's a difficult person to approach. You can't just start, but you have to find a diplomatic way of approaching. I mean, find it in a way that at least you know what he likes best. Maybe you choose to go to that place where he likes to go most. Then you start it gradually. As a woman, as a faithful, as a vicious woman, you know how to approach your own husband. You know how to approach your own partner. Don't let them hit you. Don't let them kill you for no reason. What we need to do is to build a good relationship between the families. So that's all I can say at the moment. But as well as before I turn over to you, Marina, I'm just saying to all the women, please, please, I am standing here as an advocate for women who have been in my situation or who are in my situation. If you go to Radio W.O.R.K.S International, you can as well vote for me so that we can go further with this program. We really want you to join in this program so that we speak more about women's advantages, women's disadvantages, and what we are disadvantaged in life. We need to be discussing this and helping each other so that we live a healthy life, a healthy relationship without any problems, because once that is established, everyone is happy and no illnesses. Though this is what we are intended to do so that we have a better life. Over to you, Marina.
Wow, Jossine, I understand that your definition of success is to love yourself first and love what
That's
you
right.
do and love who you
That's
are.
right.
And you have the formula
Yes,
for this, and you can help other people. You already help so many people, and your books are so loved. Everybody's reading your books and putting them under the pillow and hoping in the morning they'll have a solution to their challenge. But the truth is that challenges are made for you, not to you. They are
that's
made for
right.
you to discover things about yourself that you
Mm-hmm.
never really knew, that you
That's
never
right.
knew how powerful you truly are. And your
That's
program,
right.
The Spring of Life, is exactly what it says. Is reinventing your life, starting fresh, looking at your partner with a fresh pair of eyes, and
That's
understanding
right.
that everything is forgotten in this world. But the way you
That's
make
right.
people feel is
Right.
never going to be a distant memory. The way you make people feel is everything you got. And Jossine, she is the Spring of Life host at Radio W.O.R.K.S World, and she's waiting for your nomination. She is waiting for you to come because she is going to speak on stage at the Radio W.O.R.K.S World Awards in London in October 2016. So go now and vote for Jossine Abrahams because she is putting her heart out for you to start loving yourself and reinvent your life. From both of us, until next time, is goodbye.
Goodbye.